Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up on the ridge cut and I'm going to show you how to get light trails with the cars with my Z6 and my 24-70 f4 kit lens. Let's do this. Okay, I'm here. I've gotten here about 10 minutes before sunset, technical sunset. All right, I'm going out on this bridge right over here. As you can see, that bridge goes across the road. Let me go around this side, and I can tell you better. Yeah, see those cars coming across the bridge? I'm gonna go about 2/3 of the way across the bridge and set up my tripod on this side on the sidewalk. And I'm gonna be looking down into the valley of Chattanooga, the city proper, and I'm gonna try and get some of these sunset clouds, and I'm looking like I'm gonna have some pretty blue hour, and the clouds are kind of wisping, so it's gonna look pretty good. So let's hurry and get out there and see what we can find. I've wanted to do one of these photos for a long time, and I've looked for a spot and looked for a spot, and out east it's hard to find a decent spot without driving a long way to get somewhere. But this happens to be a high enough elevated position because it's a bridge that crosses the interstate on the crest of Missionary Ridge. So it allows me to get all the way across the highway. Yeah, there's a traffic jam on the eastbound side. I'll show you once I get past these trees. But it allows me to get some beautiful sunset light, and I was hoping to get light trails, but the cars aren't really moving. See what I'm talking about? So with that traffic jam, my white light trails from my headlights isn't gonna really give me a lot. So I'll get something, it'll be unique. But yeah, the sunset's really starting to look pretty. Look at this. The lights of the city are starting to come on. So yeah, it's turning into something beautiful. I'm getting kind of excited. It's actually gonna look like something. All right, almost to my spot. I scouted this the other day. Starting to get a little winded with the trek I'm doing here. Whew, but yeah, all right. Let's get the camera set up. All right, what I'm gonna do is set up my tripod on the sidewalk and get it as high as I can, and hopefully be able to, there we go. Yeah, I'm out of the road good. Yeah, I was worried that I was gonna be kind of in the road since the road's literally right there, 1 foot from the edge of the tripod shoe, but it's not, so I'm in good shape. Always remember to bring your tripod plate. That will end badly for you. All right, just did my first test shot, and as you can see, already getting light trails. And the sky is still really overexposed pretty much. So here in probably 10 or 15 minutes, it'll get dark enough for this to actually do what I'm wanting to do. And it's just, I think it's gonna be epic. I'm actually getting lots of traffic. I'm hoping to be able to see the traffic way over there. I can see the cars on the road on the interstate over that way. So it's flowing through the city. So I may be able to get lucky and get some of it. But yeah, the city is alive. But I wished I had 20 millimeters. That new 20 millimeter f1.8 would be sick right now. Problem is my 20 millimeter f2.8 I have at home would work just fine because I'm gonna stop it way down anyway. All right, I wanna go over the settings. Everybody wants to know settings, so I'm gonna do settings right quick. I'm setting currently at f22. I've got my aperture minimized as far down as it'll go, mainly because I wanna run my shutter speed up. I'm on the tripod, I'm locked off good and tight. I wanna run my ISO at base. I'm on a 100 ISO right now. I'm on the Z6. So I've got the aperture at f22, the ISO is 100. Shutter speed's currently 6 seconds, and it's showing it to be a stop underexposed. The sun's going down pretty fast. And I've got it for touch autofocus and exposure. So when I touch the screen, it focuses, then opens the shutter. By doing that, I eliminate my pressing the shutter button to get my exposure started. And I'm focusing in the background so that it actually will expose for the city. Actually, I'm not exposing for the city, I'm focusing on the city. That way I maximize my depth of focus. Well, it's technical sunset plus about 10 minutes. The street lights have come on, as you can see. And now the sky is still too bright, technically. I mean, I'm looking at the image on the camera, and as you can see, the ground isn't exposing yet, and the sky is dim to me, but it's still too bright. So I'm gonna give it about another 15, 20 minutes and let the sky darken some more, and that way the city will kind of illuminate, and I'll bring the light up in the city. But currently I'm at 10 seconds, f22, and ISO 100. Shows I'm running a third of a stop exposure compensation. I didn't know you could do that in manual. Let's see. Yeah, it's turned on. There, fix that. Whoops. Now the street lights are coming on, and it's gonna change the look of the scene. I'm just gonna fire off a round here. I've got Lookout Mountain centered in the frame. It's up above center line a little, but it's only because I'm trying to maximize the amount of interstate that flows through the frame, and it leads you kind of to Lookout Mountain. That's my compositional element. I'm up against the railing about as close as you can get. I really can't get much closer. So I'm trying to get as close without being something kind of crazy dangerous, something getting over the edge, because it's like, seriously, it's about 40 or 50 feet straight down. I mean, I'm above the treetops here. You know, that's treetops right there. Well, you can't see them now, but trust me, they're down there. You know what I detest more than about anything? Sensor dust. And I can see on the image on the back of the camera, 2 big glaring dust spots in the sky. You can't clean the sensor on a mirrorless camera enough. That's the only real drawback to me to a mirrorless camera, is the dust problem with the sensor. At least with a DSLR, the mirror would come down in front of the sensor and kind of reduce it some. Man, this thing gets dust on it so bad. Figures. One more thing. Digital film is cheap. Take lots of frames, because you never know when you might mess up the focus on one or get the exposure off or something like that. And even change up your composition. I've changed the composition on mine, and I've got it where the light trails go around the corner, but then you can see them snaking through the frame with Lookout Mountain framed in the background. I'm kind of getting a city skyline photo almost. But yeah, this looks really good. Now that the sun's down and the sky's almost black, they're really starting to show up. The sky is still a dark blue, and I'm about a stop underexposed to get it to look like that. 30 seconds on my shutter speed. I'm at ISO 250 and f22, so I'm getting some gorgeous light stars on all of these street lights. I mean, the frame is just filled with light stars. It's really a beautiful image. This is gonna be print worthy. I'm gonna show you some of the photos I've got. They start to repeat themselves mainly because I'm just getting multiple frames as the sun gets darker and darker. Now that it's nighttime, you know, I'm getting full night shots. But just to kind of recap, you know, on a tripod, if you have a camera with lens or stabilization, you might want to disable that, because sometimes that'll hunt trying to find the vibration. I'm leaving it on these, and it seems to be working fine. You want to set your shutter speed as long as you can with your f-stop as small. In other words, as high of an f number as possible. There is such thing as diffraction, and if you go too high on some cameras with your f-stop, you'll start to get less sharp images. So a lot of times f16 is about it. You can, but like I'm getting good sharp images at f22 with this Z6. So don't let it keep you from trying. Go ahead and try to get your exposure or get your frame at f22. It won't hurt. Just stick it in the file and get home and see what it looks like. Maybe it'll look good as a 4x6, who knows? Maybe it'll look good as the size of a calendar. It doesn't have to be blowed up to 20 by 30 to look good. You know, you can run ND filters to extend the time. I should have brought my cable release, because right now I'm at 30 seconds, which is the highest number the camera will allow without me doing something special. And with the cable release, you just hit the button, lock it, run your time, unlock it, and get your exposure. And I can see at 30 seconds, I'm 2 stops underexposed. So I really need to be 2 minutes to get a full correct exposure. If you experiment with it a little bit, you'll get some interesting photos. But yeah, I'm at base ISO. I'm at ISO 100 again, 30 seconds at f/22, and it's 2 full stops underexposed now. And that's looking straight into the city. So, and it's giving me some really, really beautiful photos. So get your camera out, give it a try. I wonder what all these cars that keep going over this bridge think I'm doing with this video camera rig and the camera out here. I've wondered a couple times they thought I was going to jump or something because I slow down. Some of them go down to the end, turn around and come back. With that, this is David, the Georgia photographer. If you haven't, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video and all that sort of good stuff. And until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right? We'll see you.